Hello, internet world. It is I, all by myself, because Sean is off in Georgia doing a documentary on Southern Trailer Sexy, and Jared has to throw his favorite uncle's ring into a volcano. So, you get just me and an entire stack of books. My goal is to do this review quicker than I ever would review half of this amount with the boys. So let's get it started, shall we? Alright, we'll pick up with DC. They had a bunch from Flashpoint. I can't review the Hal Jordan one because tragically it's the only one I didn't read. Project Superman. Great stuff. Snyder writing the story has really picked up the first one, and a lot of people, this is one of those books. Yeah, it's kind of slow. It's the second one. It's all coming together. A lot of great stuff, and no matter what the relaunch says, this shows Superman and Lois will always find each other. Speaking of Lois Lane in the Resistance, Grifter, I actually don't hate him. Who knew? Leader of the Resistance, good stuff. They like, the alternate realities like killing characters, so you can read this and see who you didn't expect to die that did, because this was the only place they could kill him, because it won't count. Kid Flash Lost. I found him. He's right here on the cover. Kid Flash Lost. I love Kid Flash. I'm clinging to this desperately because the titles I'm most leery of in the relaunch are the Teen Titans books. So, Bart, I'm with you till the end, buddy. We'll see how that goes. Okay, once again, coordinating my reviews. Godzilla t-shirt, Godzilla King of Monsters. I've told you before, I love this book. Alright, Phil Hester's off the art on at least this issue. I don't look that far ahead, so I don't know if that's a permanent thing. Powell's still writing it. Great stuff, still political satire with giant monsters, social satire with giant monsters. This one has more of the actual dealing with the monsters than we've seen so far. Okay, let's see, we'll hit some dynamite stuff. Terminator, Robocop, Kill Human. Just to say the title is fun. Actually, I read it expecting to come on and say, because I've never been a fan of Terminator or Robocop comics. However, you put them together, and it becomes a surprise hit. I like it. Good stuff. Robocop, not entirely sure where his loyalties lay, but it's not his fault. Alright? Kirby Genesis. This book is awesome. Okay? Alright, Busiek writing this. It's a lot of fun. You really feel the love for Kirby characters. It's a blast from the past with a whole new spin. It's awesome. Alright, let's see. Lenore. Little dead girl. Where Pootie at? Alright, Pootie. Who knew that a comic like Lenore would have a continuity? Pootie was the demon who helped her when she actually finally died and ended up in hell, and it was just a mess. Alright, but he's been absent for a handful of issues, and he shows back up, and horrible, horrible, twisted stuff ensues, including a lot of ragamuffin while he's sleeping, and people like to put him in pools of his own, and sometimes other people's pee. It happens, it's Roman dirt. Good stuff. This is from Titan Books. They have been doing a lot of cool stuff. I'll throw some trades at you for you. Fighting American. You just saw Captain America the movie. You loved it. You know you did. Fighting American started out as a, hey, we're not doing Cap anymore. Let's do our own thing for Simon and Kirby. And turns into its whole life of its own, making fun of itself and everything else. Really good stuff. James Bond Omnibus. This is volume 2. I read this twice, and that's thick. Alright, this is the James Bond comic strips collected, and these are basically the books turned straight into comic. Really good, a lot of fun. Modesty, Blaise, classics, Golden Age again. Comics, just gorgeous stuff. If you've ever been a fan of anything that comic-wise, these things are so there to pick up. Alright, let's hit Marvel, because I've only got 2, because I don't read a lot, sorry. Avengers Academy, tying into Fear Itself. Alright, I know that my partners who read the Fear Itself normally give it a hard time. I don't know what's going on too much in Fear Itself. Everybody's got hammers, whatever. Christos Gage can't write anything bad if he wanted to. Alright? This book You've got, it's just great. Just trust me on that. Read it. I'm not going to bother describing it to you. You should just trust me. I know all. Anybody disagree? No. Therefore, I must be right. New Mutants. Hamnet and Lanning have so got a handle on these characters. They're so doing good. This is like X Factor style psychiatrist, only without the Peter David isms of, you know, ooh, look, I threw in a clever reference here or there. It's just straightforward, really good, little brief, brutal psychological analysis. Alright? The Sixth Gun. Read it. I told you before, best book. I've described this a million times and realized this is one of those books where the more I try and describe it, the less justice I do to it. So just trust me that if you read this, you'll go, wow, this is really good. And I'll be like, see, I almost told you, because I didn't really tell you. I just told you to look it up. Alright, Green Lantern Corps and Green Lantern Emerald Warriors. Alright, Green Lantern Corps, Love on the Rocks. Uh-oh. Sometimes, if you're wearing a green ring, you're just not wearing the sapphire ring. The love, it's not there. Even if she's red, which is almost, sapphire. This, Glue, Green Lantern Emerald Warriors, this was great. Once again, we're marching off into typical Green Lantern Space Cop storylines, but it's good. You've got a creature that actually feeds off of Green Lantern energy and the Green Lanterns themselves. Good stuff. You've got Chris Batista artwork. It's gorgeous. Check it out. Green Hornet. Phil Hester. He just writes good stuff, right? I keep reading this expecting, and always surprises me. It's always one of the better books. All right, forget the movie, forget whatever. This is its own entity. I actually like the Hester issues better than the original part based off of the Kevin Smith script that this was going to be. So, good stuff. 2 on the Warlord of Mars. I told you before, Warlord of Mars, the Dynamite Warlord of Mars books, they're much, again, it's much better than I expected. They're really great books. I was shocked at how quickly they rise up on my read these first pile. Action Comics. Doomsday and the Superman, literally. He actually, Doomsday teams up with them, though there's a reason for it. I'm not going to spoil it. You have to read it. And it makes sense. And it's Superman, Supergirl, Steel, Superboy, and Doomsday versus Doomslayer and the enhanced Doomsdays. Alright? Worth checking out. Action Comics is going out with a bang before it starts over in shirts, t-shirts, and whatever. Teen Titans. I'm so going to cry when this relaunch happens. Alright? Because J.T. Kroll and Nicholas Scott have just made this book as good, at least in my humble Titan-loving opinion, as good as the Jeff Johns heyday. Alright? Like Jeff Johns McCone stuff. It's good. Read it and feel my pain when it ends. Last issue of Lone Ranger, Death of Zorro. Really good crossover. Not killing, not so many times they kill characters and they just killed it to look, we're killing a character. This, they did it really story motivated, and they're still going to tell Lone Ranger stories. They're still going to tell Zorro stories. So when the death of Zorro, good stuff. Incorruptible. It's not as funny when you guys aren't here to talk to me. You know that, right? Shut up, Jared. All right, Incorruptible. This is good. They're really getting into how bad a person max damage was before he went good, and it's not, there's a lot to get. You can't just walk up and say, hi, I used to be a ruthless evil killer, now I've gone good, everyone accept me, which is what happens in a lot of the bigger, Marvel, DC universe. Hey, I've been a bad guy for years, but now I'm on the X-Men, or now I'm an Avenger, or now I'm in the Thunderbolt, whatever. There's, they're actually looking at what do you have to get past before you can be considered a good guy. Planet of the Apes. Sue me. I like it. This book has been surprisingly well done. The art is gorgeous. I like the line work. I like everything about it. Doesn't have anything to do with the new movie coming out. barely has anything to do with anything. It's just Planet of the Apes before the original Planet of the Apes story. Just a little back history into the Planet of the Apes. Good stuff. Moon Girl. I'll confess, I'm reading this mostly because I had ordered them, and I don't want to stiff Rick, the owner of Famous Faces and Funnies, with the comics. So by the time I found out that I wasn't really liking it, I'd already ordered the first 3. So what the heck, I'm a completist. I'll get 4 and 5. The hell with it. Yeah. Young Justice. Based off the cartoon, you got Franco of Tiny Titans writing it. It's really, what else do you need? It's good. And then, to wrap it up, from IDW, we got Cape from Joe Hill, not the TV show. I know there are a lot of people who go, Cape, like the TV show? Oh, yeah. No. Alright. Joe Hill is the writer of Lock and Key, so if Sean were here right now, he'd say, he kills it. He totally kills it. I love Joe Hill. I love Lock and Key. This is one of my favorite books. Jared would say this, because that's what Jared says. Alright, but I got this, and I got the Legacy Edition. This was a one-shot, came out a while ago. It's a guy, kid grows up, has an accident while wearing his little toy cape, ends up with the power to fly. He ends up kind of superpowered. Does he go off and become a hero? No. He is basically the same petty, shallow guy he was, just with superpowers. Good stuff. Cool art, kind of vintage, lots of interesting shading, lots of texture. Good story, pretty deep, liking it. Hopefully next week I'll have co-hosts and this will be funny again. Love y'all.